Hey Changemakers, it's Julia Cha. Welcome back to my channel and a different setting today. We're in the middle of a forest because I'm going to share with you how to integrate yin, feminine energy, into your everyday life. If you've been burning out and getting sick and tired of life itself, this is due to being on the masculine energy overdrive. You feel like you can't stop doing. Even when you're not doing, you're constantly thinking about what's next, typically about work and any problem that you're experiencing in your interpersonal relationships. You also have a really hard time with sleep. You may have trouble falling asleep or having really bad restless sleep, which then when you wake up in the morning, even though you stayed in bed for many hours, you feel exhausted. Some of you may have already tried to go on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram Reels and learn from other types of coaches on how to have a soft life. And many of these advice that you will come across is that it may not be realistic or applicable for you. What I mean by that is that many people who give advice may already have created, let's say, their millionaire dream or marry somebody who's a millionaire, or they're advising you to marry somebody wealthy. And that does not align with your value system. Many people have commented in my Instagram Reels and TikTok asking if I have a regular corporate job, if I am starting a business, or if I have a lot on my plate in general because I have a high responsibility position in a company, or even having a lot of family responsibilities. Some of these life hacks may not work for you. I've been a single mom for 11 years and I've had a business for 7 years. Most of those 7 years, I've been consistently in six figures. I've worked with very successful clients who are VPs, C-level, executive directors, and also very accomplished women entrepreneurs and engineers, accountants, lawyers, and other professionals. So I would say I have a really clear idea of what your life is like, no matter what you're going through right now. Once you burn out, it's really difficult to recover. It will take you months, if not years, to get back to a place where you can focus again, when you can have some sense of peace and start to feel creative again. It takes really that long to regenerate your life energy once you burnt it down to the ground. My tips in integrating feminine, the yin, with the yang masculine drive, which is actually a lot of times the drive that makes you successful initially, but it doesn't help you maintain the success. And that's why the yin energy is so important. Yang energy also does not allow you to strategize to get to the next level, which means that you feel yourself getting stagnated in the same place. And even though you feel like you're doing all the right things, you just have a really hard time leveling up. Remember that integrating yin and yang energy is creating balance. And when you have balance, you can create an upward spiral energetically and reach your higher level. But if you only have the masculine energy, you will find yourself burning down to the ground, which many of you are already experiencing. Trust me, I've been there as well. And I've had plenty of clients who have admitted that they didn't understand the importance of creating the yin-yang balance concept until they experienced their first burnout. Slow and steady wins the race. It's much better to not be the hare and to be the tortoise. You will achieve your goals a lot faster that way. It will also help you become more socially elegant because all of these areas combined will make you emotionally regulated. You become a better problem solver, you have better self-control, you just have better executive decision making. Also, here's my dog. He's just hanging out with me today. And this is the forest. Isn't it beautiful? First of all, tapping into your feminine energy is something that you need to do every single day. It's a practice much like yoga. It's like personal hygiene. You need to shower every day or every other day at the least. So think of integrating yin energy, the same practice, for your emotional and spiritual health. Think of it also as a need for survival and thriving. Not a want, but a need. Also think of it as the actual way to practice self-love. All of us are forced to have more masculine energy to survive. First of all, capitalism. Many of us are struggling with the difficulties of being a person of color or some other form of minority. So that struggle already puts us in the masculine mode, which is the survival mode. It's more of the action taking, the relentless thinking, the constantly trying to solve a problem. That is the masculine energy state. It's also the state of constantly doing. When you have a life already planned out like that, if you look at your schedule from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, and even when you're going to sleep, you have the relentless overdrive happening, and that is the masculine energy. What you need to do now is to bring in the feminine. You need to be able to create space for yourself that you can contemplate, receive, rest, which is extremely important when it comes to your creativity and problem solving. The first thing you're gonna do is that you're gonna look at your calendar and find little gaps of, let's say, even 10, 15 minutes or half an hour. Even if you do it in the middle of your morning or middle of your workday, or even at lunchtime, it's going to help you so much. There, you're going to integrate a walk, like what I'm doing right now. If that's not possible for you, you're gonna find a way to get into a meditative state, and you can do that in the office. You can find a quiet space, plug into some kind of meditation, or simply just get some earplugs and close your eyes and meditate and allow yourself to, without having a goal, just reflect. Observe your thoughts and allow yourself to relax deeply into your seat. You don't need a lot of time to integrate the feminine energy, but it just gives you that power to sustain that masculine overdrive and to keep going. Another thing you can do is to find some kind of YouTube video with, let's say, a bit of dance or yoga. This works great if you work at home. This works great if you work from home, and this is what I do because I've been working from home for as long as I've had my business. The purpose of yin is to bring yourself into your body. You need to feel the sensations of your body, and that's why movement is great, meditation is great, focusing on what's going on in your mind, in your body. It's really easy and simple, and you are naturally able to do this. You do not need to intellectually learn how to do it. Just do what works the best for you into your schedule. Sustainability is the most important when it comes to integrating feminine energy and state into your life. If you can't make it work with your schedule, then that's not sustainable. That's going to put you in a masculine survival mode again, which defeats the pure purpose of integrating the feminine energy and why these activities matter. Second thing is to take lunch actually like you're taking lunch. A lot of people work through their lunchtime and they're doing 10 things at once, and that puts you in a very, I wouldn't even call it masculine energy. I mean, it does, but it just puts you in a really ADHD type of mode. I found that when people even just learn to take an actual break, that really helps people. It helps you maintain your mood. It helps you have more creativity. It helps you focus better, more mental clarity. Next thing, if you have a lot of clients like I do, or if you have a lot of human interactions, or if you spend a lot of time looking at certain kinds of, let's say data, problem solving or data, looking at data. If you spend a lot of time using your frontal lobe, the thinking, logical, problem solving mind, then you need to allow yourself to step back and give yourself a moment before the next thing. So let's say your work hours are over, or let's say in my case, I have clients back to back, and I need to create space in between those clients so I can actually show up the best for my clients and for me to perform the best, because that's my reputation, that's my integrity. Integrating feminine energy, people think it's really difficult to do, but actually the most difficult part is your discipline and self-control, because a lot of times when people have those gaps, they go on their phone, they start scrolling, they start consuming. The feminine energy is more so creating and allowing. It's about receiving, allowing you to receive your thoughts, allowing yourself to look into what is going on with yourself. A lot of reflection. It doesn't really cost anything. I mean, you can spend money to do something. It's a great investment. But every day feminine energy integration in yin, that actually creates a self-life when it starts to become an exponential buildup. At the end of the day, you need to have something like yoga. I like to do a bit of ballet and I like to do a bit of yoga. And that's the end of the day. I like to do my yoga with candlelight. It's just adding these little touches that makes all of the difference. When I do that, I have a very restful sleep. And here's the other awesome perk of doing these rituals. When I wake up in the morning and I have a really good sleep, my dreams and that moment when I'm waking up, that moment gives me a lot of idea and creative insights. It even connects the dots of many different aspects that I hadn't thought about yet. It will even warn me about certain people or events, tying the dots together of what I haven't yet consciously had the chance to put together in terms of, as a subconscious mind is always collecting data, and when you're waking up is the best time for you to gather these incredible genius insights. So rather than jumping out of bed like a lot of the 5 a.m. bros, they advise you to wake up super early, go to the gym. That puts you in a masculine energy overdrive, and I used to do that when I first started my business, and I realized that it was just not working for my feminine energy, my state, my body, my hormones, all of those things. it was burning me out pretty badly. It helped me when I was starting my business. It didn't help me sustain and grow, not just in my business, but as a person as well. Also, it started to rain here and I'm feeling really good. And just sitting in nature, this is free. If you live in a place where nature is beautiful, and it doesn't take you a lot of time or effort to get out there, please do it. Use what's out there. Now there's some extra things that you can do that cost a bit of money and investment, but the benefits are incredible. First of all, do self-care. Have a really nice, luxurious, something to do with your bath, or perfume is good because the scents actually really influence your mood, and you want to have that luxurious experience in small pockets of your life at all times. Skincare is also great to invest. Wearing clothes that you really like also is extremely giving in terms of giving you back the energy that you really need to feel good about yourself and to feel empowered and resilient. Next is picking up a hobby. A hobby has to be something that is elevated, elegant, and gives you the luxurious feeling. So I love to take ballet. I like to go to dance. This has been my thing since I was 18, 19 years old. It's not my line of work, but it's something I dedicated myself to. What used to be my line of work a long time ago, but I keep it up because it really does polish a part of me and it makes me better at what I do at work. It makes me very much in tune with my body. I mentioned I also do yoga, but you need to pick a hobby that you resonate with, something that you love. It makes you feel alive. That is the goal. The key is to start paying attention to your body or what makes you feel alive. Reading a book is great if you like reading, but you need something beyond that. You need something that's gonna help you start getting into your body more. So swimming is great, tennis, golf, you name it. It really doesn't matter what it is, as long as it challenges you physically and mentally at the same time. Following a choreography or learning to be better at tennis, all of those things really challenges you mentally as well as physically. That's why it helps you evolve into a much better, more elegant version of you. Next is figuring out some kind of makeup routine. If you wear makeup, if you don't wear makeup, that's okay. Skincare. Figuring out your style, personality, figuring out, your sense, like what are the scents that suit me the best, what makes me feel alive. These are all good areas that you can get started on. That really doesn't cost you a lot of money. It's a great investment for building your sense of self. Many people would agree that this is not the soft life that people are talking about on social media and what they're attempting to create in their life. But the truth is this, you do not plan to, let me just say it, sell your body to some guy's money. You want to create your own career. You want to make it yourself. You want something that is your own. So if that is your goal, this is the best way that you can make that happen, because whatever career that you're in, it's going to take quite a lot of effort. And if something doesn't take effort and growth on your part, if something just requires you to follow the gender, patriarchal norm expectation for you to have some kind of hack, you're going to have a short-term gain, but a long-term super bad detriment in the long term. When I speak from a place of a lot of experience and having worked with a lot of people and have spoken to a lot of people, having lived in a lot of different cultures and countries, and a lot of my own experiences as well. If you have been feeling burned in capitalism and you feel like there's no way around it, you haven't tried everything. You haven't integrated the feminine energy and experiencing a lot more flow and feminine state. And that's why you're running into these issues. When you start integrating your feminine state a lot more into your daily life, you experience much more creativity. You experience the feeling of being in the flow, which is, you can do a lot of work in the state, but it just feels so uplifting and powerful. You feel so empowered and you feel like you can keep going. It's like the Energizer battery. You don't know where this energy is coming from. It's all coming from the masculine feminine balance. And that's what you want to create as much as possible. And then with the creativity and channeling, you integrate the masculine energy from there. Once you know what you want to create and, from the reflection, you've strategized and you have a plan, that's where you push hard with the masculine energy. When you burn out, it's because you just go for what you think is right. You just keep going into action taking without much strategy or plan, nor having the energetic backup to make it happen. Not to mention, you become a lot more socially elegant because when you integrate yin and yang, you become emotionally regulated. Then you make excellent decisions because your executive function is much better. I always talk about how you need to feel safe in order to become powerful. Well, in order to be socially elegant, you need to feel powerful, but you can't do that without feeling safe. And if you're always in the masculine drive survival mode, you're not feeling safe. And from that place, no matter how many books you read on power, you're not going to be able to execute. That's why it is so important that you follow the advice I have here to integrate your yin and yang together, to create a balance, to propel, to create the upward spiral. This is going to change your life for good. Tell me what you thought of this video. Let me know. I have more rituals I can do videos on. I'd be happy to do it in the future. Check out some of my books and join our Unleash program, Social Elegance Accelerator, that's starting very soon. Go down to the link in the description and book a call with me to get started. Make this year your year. You've got what it takes, and you'll be surprised that you have so many resources at hand that you have not even tapped into, which means that you don't even know your potential yet. Let's find that out. Thank you for watching. It's Julia Cha, and see you in my next video.